Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Bio360. Now let's see digestion of food. The process of digestion is accomplished by mechanical and chemical processes. The buccal cavity performs two major functions. The first one is mastication of food and the second one is facilitation of swallowing. The teeth and the tongue with the help of saliva masticate and mix up the food thoroughly. The mucus in the saliva helps in lubrication and adhering the masticated food particles into bolus. So the first thing which is formed is known as bolus. Then later the bolus is conveyed into the pharynx and then to the esophagus by the swallowing, also known as deglutition. The bolus further passes through the esophagus by the successive waves of muscular contractions known as peristalsis. The gastroesophageal sphincter controls the passage of food into the stomach. The saliva secreted in the oral cavity contains sodium ions, potassium ions, chloride ions and bicarbonate ions, and enzymes such as salivary amylase and lysozyme. The chemical processes of digestion is initiated in the oral cavity itself by the hydrolytic action of carbohydrate splitting enzyme known as salivary amylase. About 30% of starch is hydrolyzed here by this enzyme under the optimum pH of 6.8 into disaccharide like maltose. Lysozyme present in the saliva acts as antibacterial agent that prevents the infections. Now you can see it is a starch and it is an polysaccharide which in the presence of salivary amylase under the pH of 6.8 is converted into disaccharide which is maltose. Now you can see the mucus of stomach has gastric glands, and these gastric glands have three major types of cells. The first one is mucus secreting neck cell, and the second one is peptic or chief cells which secretes proenzymes such as pepsinogen. Proenzymes means inactive enzymes. And the third one is parietal or oxyntic cells which secrete HCl and intrinsic factor which is essential for absorption of vitamin B12. Stomach stores food for about 4 to 5 hours and the food mixes thoroughly with the acidic gastric juice of the stomach by churning movements of its muscular wall and is called as chyme. Chyme is a partially digested acidic food present in the stomach. The proenzymes such as pepsinogen on exposure to hydrochloric acid gets activated and is converted into active enzyme known as pepsin. So here the pepsinogen is converted into active pepsin. The proteolytic enzymes of stomach. These are the proteolytic enzymes of the stomach. The pepsin converts proteins into proteoses and peptones or peptides. The mucus and bicarbonates present in the gastric juice plays a very much important role in lubrication and also protection of the mucosal epithelium from the damage by the highly concentrated hydrochloric acid. HCl provides the acidic pH that is about 1.8 in the stomach which is optimum for the activity of pepsin. Renin is also an proteolytic enzyme which is found in the gastric juice of infants which helps in digestion of milk proteins. Small amounts of lipase is also secreted by the gastric glands. Various types of movements are generated by the muscularis layer of the small intestine. The movements helps in thorough mixing up of the food with the various secretions in the intestine and thereby facilitates the food to digest. The bile, pancreatic and the intestinal juices are secreted and released into the small intestine. Pancreatic juice and bile juice are released through the hepatopancreatic duct. The pancreatic juice contains inactive enzymes such as trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, amylase, lipase and nuclease. Trypsinogen is activated by the enzyme enterokinase secreted by the intestinal mucosa itself and which is converted into active trypsin. In turn, it activates the other enzymes in the pancreatic juice. The bile released into the duodenum, which contains bile pigments such as bilirubin and biliverdin, bile salts, cholesterol and phospholipids, but no enzymes. Bile helps in emulsification of fats, that is, breakdown of fats in very much small droplets known as mesols. Bile also activates lipase. The intestinal mucosal epithelium has goblet cells which secrete mucus. The secretions of brush border cells of the mucosa along with secretions of goblet cells constitutes the intestinal juice or succus entericus. This juice contains a variety of enzymes such as disaccharidases, example maltase, dipeptidases, lipases, nucleosidases and etc. The mucus along with the bicarbonates from the pancreas protects the intestinal mucosa from acid as well as provides an alkaline medium, that is the pH of 7.8 for the enzymatic activities in the intestine. Submucosal glands known as Brunner's glands also helps in lubrication or prevent the acidic nature in the intestine. Now we will see digestion of protein. Now you can see proteins, proteoses, peptones. These are partially hydrolyzed proteins in the chyme reaching the intestine are acted upon by the proteolytic enzymes of pancreatic juice. You can see here proteins, peptones and proteoses in the presence of trypsin or chymotrypsin. Carboxypeptidase are converted into dipeptides. Carbohydrates in the chyme are hydrolyzed by pancreatic amylase into disaccharidases. You can see here this is polysaccharides or starch in the presence of amylase is converted into disaccharides. Fats are broken down by lipase with the help of bile into di and monoglycerides. You can see these are fats in the presence of lipase is converted into diglycerides and then into monoglycerides. The nucleases in the pancreatic juice act upon nucleic acids to form nucleotides and nucleosides. You can see these are nucleic acids in the presence of nucleases are converted into nucleotides, and in the presence of nucleotidases it is converted into nucleoside. The enzymes in the succus entericus acts on the end products of above reactions to form the respective simple absorbable forms. This final step in the digestion occurs very close to the mucosal epithelium of intestine. Now you can see dipeptides are converted into amino acid in the presence of dipeptidases, whereas maltose is converted into glucose and glucose in the presence of maltase. Lactose is converted into glucose plus galactose in the presence of lactase, whereas sucrose is converted into glucose plus fructose in the presence of sucrase. Nucleotides in the presence of nucleotidases is converted into nucleosides, and nucleosides in the presence of nucleosidases is converted into sugars plus bases. Now the di and monoglycerides in the presence of lipase are converted into fatty acids plus glycerol. The breakdown of biomacromolecules mentioned above occurs in duodenum region. So that now you have to remember this. The breakdown occurs in duodenal region of small intestine. The simple substance thus formed are absorbed in jejunum and ileum regions of small intestine. The undigested and unabsorbed substance are passed into the large intestine. You can see that breakdown occurs at duodenal region, whereas absorption occur at jejunum and ileal region. Now let's come to large intestine. No significant digestive activity occurs at large intestine. The functions of large intestine are: the first one is absorption of some water, minerals and certain drugs, and secretion of mucus which helps in adhering the waste or undigested materials particles together and lubricating it for the easy passage. The undigested and unabsorbed substance called fecus enters into the cecum, which is the first part of large intestine, through ileocecal valve, which prevents the backward flow of fecal matter. It is temporarily stored in the rectum till defecation. Defecation means exit of fecal matter from human body. The activities of gastrointestinal tract are under the control of neural and hormonal control for proper coordination of different parts. The sight means vision, and the smell and or the presence of food in the oral cavity can stimulate the secretion of saliva. Gastric and intestinal secretions are also similarly stimulated by neural signals. The muscular activities of different parts of alimentary canal can also be monitored or moderated by neural mechanisms, both local and through central nervous system. Hormonal control of secretion of digestive juices is carried out by local hormones produced by gastric and intestinal mucosa. Now we will see calorific value of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. The energy requirements of animals and the energy content of food are expressed in terms of measure of heat energy, because heat is the ultimate form of all energies. This is often measured to as calories. As we know, the energy is measured in calories or joules, which is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. This is known as calorie or joule. Since this value is very much tiny amount of energy, physiologists generally use the terms known as kilocalorie or kilojoules. 1 kilocalorie means it is an amount of energy required to raise the temperature of 1 kg water by 1 degree Celsius. Nutritionalists generally traditionally refer to kilocalorie and as a calorie or joule. The amount of heat energy liberated from the complete combustion of 1 gram of food in the bomb calorimeter, which is a closed metallic chamber filled with oxygen, is its gross calorific value or gross energy value. First of all, you take 1 gram of food in a closed container filled with oxygen and burn it. The amount of energy then released is known as gross calorific value or gross energy value. Whereas in our human beings, when 1 gram of food is digested, the amount of energy released is known as physiological value. Now you can see gross calorific value of carbohydrates, proteins and fats are For carbohydrates it is 4.1 kilocalories per gram, and for proteins it is 5.65 kilocalories per gram, and for fats it is 9.45 kilocalories per gram respectively, whereas their physiological values means it is in human beings or it is in living organism. It is 4.0 kilocalories per gram for carbohydrates, 4.0 kilocalories per gram for proteins, and 9.0 kilocalories per gram for fats. It is for carbohydrates, it is for proteins, and it is for fat. I hope you like this video.